Hi everyone, so today we're going to learn how to make our own custom length wires for the VEX V5 system. Yeah, we'll get right to it. So here's our crimp tool. It actually comes with instructions on how to crimp it. It's all on the back here, as you can see. But I'll just be doing a video demonstration, so it's hopefully easier to visualize the steps and do them. So yeah, we'll just take this out. And yeah. So yeah, the first thing we need to do is you have your robot, right? And you want to make sure how long of a wire you actually need to make. So you would run the wire along any joints along your robot, and then make sure if you tied it down that you would have enough wire and enough looseness for it to move smoothly without any problems and without too much length so it gets in the way of things. That's why I like using the custom wire maker, because then you can just make any lengths of wire that you actually need instead of trying to order them from the VEX website in the standard sizes and wondering if it'll actually fit your robot. And another thing is, one thing to be aware of is that try to not make your wires too long. Try to make them as short as possible, because I think if you make the VEX wires longer than they too long, they start being very susceptible to breakage. And yeah, so just something to be aware about. And yeah. So first we need to unlock this thing. There's this little lock thing, so you just press it in and then it comes unlocked, and you need to be careful that there's all the blades in there, as you can see, and so don't put your hand or anything near there, because that's where all the accidents happen. That's where there's a lock function in the first place. So let's say we're gonna make a wire that's yeah, so when you do measure it, you should mark it with like some kind of pen, so you know where to mark it. But I don't really have a real reason for this, so I'm just gonna make a marking here and I'm just gonna cut over there. So what you do is there's this bigger blade here and without the little insert here, so you want to put it there and it'll cut. So I just line it up with my marking that I made. You just press down. Try to make your cut smooth. Well, it doesn't really matter because you'll be stripping it anyway, but straight wires means you have a straight edge for the next wire to make. Yeah, and we'll be using this now. And the second step we need to do is to actually strip the wire, because there's this black protective casing around all the wires, but there's all the little tiny wires inside that. So we need to expose those. We need to take off the black coating to expose the smaller wires inside. So yeah, there's a stripper tool right here. It says right there. And yeah, what you need to do is you line up the end of the wire to this metal thing here. You just kind of go like that, and you just move down the tool just enough to just make a cut, because you want to be really careful that you're not cutting through the wires inside. Usually I try to make as minimal of a cut as possible, and I just kind of try to bend off the casing. Maybe that was a little too less. Okay, I'll put it back in there. Yeah, it comes off along with this side. There you go. And we need to repeat that for the other side as well. So again, line it up to this metal piece here. Like so, and just press that. Yep, there you go. And just as a side note, try to keep this wire as straight as possible, because if you bend it, you're going to change the alignment of all these little wires, and you don't want to do that because it has to be, you want it to be straight to fit into these cable ends. Well, they're called cable connectors. So yeah, let me find the opening on this package. And on this one, it'll see that it tells you to be aware of the directions of the connectors. That it wants you, that one should be facing up and one should be facing down instead of both up or both down. Yeah. So yeah, we just want to put them in and make sure they're all the way in. You see those 4 pins on the inside, or on the outside? Those should be able to press into the 4 wires when they are pressed down. So you should make sure that they go all the way in and they are all able to hit into the wires when they're pressed down using the tool. So yeah, we'll be doing that now. So let's pay attention to the pins here. The golden pins. They're sticking out a little bit, but when we put them through the machine, they will no longer be sticking out. So here's our crimping tool. Just put it in. And this is what you need to press really hard. So yeah. Good. Yeah, and we look at the metal pins now. They are now all pressed into the wires. And that's how we make sure we have a secure connection for the V5 system. Okay, and we do it for the other side, so we need to make sure this one is pointing this side. So this one should be pointing this side. So we just make sure, again, to put it all the way in. Check both sides, they're both lined up with the end, they won't go in any farther. Double check, because this is your last chance to make any changes. One pointing this way, one pointing this way. Okay, good. Put it into the crimping tool and squeeze down as hard as you can. That should be good. And all the pins, again, are all the way inside and into the wires. And yeah, that's how you crimp a wire with the VEX V5 crimping tool. Yeah, bye!